White Page International and CNN-News18 present 100 Most Admired Brands and Inspirational Leaders.
Welcome to our special series, 100 Most Admired Brands and Inspirational Leaders. We now speak of a company that really needs no introduction. Shiprocket is one of India's leading e-commerce shipping solution, trusted by over 1 lakh brands and entrepreneurs for lowest shipping rates, widest reach, and best customer service. They have a fascinating story of growth even during the pandemic times. When most businesses were on the verge of closing operations due to the pandemic, Shiprocket actually raised capital for their expansion plans. Joining me today to talk about their story is the CEO and founder of Shiprocket, Saahil Goel. His passion for products, growth hacking, and technology ensured they put out a product that offered unconventional solutions leveraged on AI and the new technology. Welcome to the show. From cart rocket to Shiprocket, what has been the journey been for you, and what has been the learning process like?
Our journey started about 9 years ago when we launched the company. Originally, our vision statement was to help SMBs compete with the larger players, give them the right platform, the right tools that were simple to use, that were easy to adopt, and that were pocket friendly as well. And we were always innovation freaks, as we like to call ourselves. So we started with CartRocket, which was like a full stack platform that could help sellers set up their website, accept payments, and do shipping. And then over the course of the journey, we realized that the Indian market actually didn't need the full stack in one solution, but rather there was a need to unbundle it or to make it headless. And in sort of that realization, 4 or 5 years into our initial launch, we started experimenting with what we know today as Shiprocket, which was building a standalone shipping API that eventually became a shipping platform, that eventually became like a post-order purchase platform as we see it today. So the need for Shiprocket came out of sort of merchants' need, which we didn't identify on day one, but the broader vision of enabling SMB commerce, making it simple, I think still very much continues in our DNA today.
Pandemic didn't start easy for you, and companies' shipments were down by about 95% compared to the pre-lockdown period, we are told. How did that change for you?
As a company, we operated only in the lifestyle category segment, which is non-essential. We pretty much lost all our business in a matter of, a week. So obviously it was a frantic time. We were trying to figure out how we get into essential products, in a matter of a week, which required us to do sort of product build to be able to handle this volatile kind of environment. We had to repurpose a bunch of our teams to go after merchants who were dealing in essential categories or medical supplies or healthcare, all of that stuff as categories that didn't exist up until the last lockdown, had to be sort of brought onto the platform. When the unlock happened, two big things happened. One is that, we saw that the categories that we had onboarded during the lockdown, they didn't go away because the consumer demand continued to exist for masks or sanitizers or home improvement or DIY, yoga mats or vitamins or whatever it is. All the stuff that wasn't getting bought before continued to get bought and still gets bought, to be honest. The other thing we realized is that a bunch of new sellers that weren't really accustomed to selling on digital before had suddenly jumped on the bandwagon. So we saw our new seller acquisition quadruple in this period as unlock was happening. And truly, what people now look at and talk about how, India got 5 years of adoption in 5 months is truly what we experienced. We saw our volumes doubling after the unlock happened. So I think in many ways, it's been a great digital adoption time period for businesses in the e-commerce and logistics space. And we are no different. We experienced that as well.
What are the broad line challenges do you see now in this new world post-COVID? But also at the same time, what are some of the new trends that are surfacing in your particular industry?
This time around with lockdown 2.0, we were far more prepared as a country, all the way from the manufacturing to the importers to the retailers to the logistics partners that we work with. We found that the playbook was somewhat built last year, and this year was much, much smoother compared to what we had experienced last year. I think the opportunity here obviously is that digital is here to stay. There's no question about it. We're seeing data that it's just, even with the second lockdown, we're again seeing a huge surge in the number of retailers that are jumping online. I think a lot of people realize that online was not just a convenience or a good to have. I think both on the consumer and the merchant side, the realization has set in that this is the future, this is going to stay. And people are investing their time and effort in building their online business as a channel, not just as a marketing medium.
Well, given your love for technology, what in the new tech world is exciting you these days?
Data science and AI continue to dominate in terms of the next 5 years of trends, at least for us. And given that we are very much a technology and a data company, there's a lot that we can innovate on. Whether it's spheres of improving shipping as a service, using data to make recommendations better, improving the shipping SLAs, helping merchants decide which carrier to use when. That's obviously the start. But then there is a bunch we can do around consumer experience using the data. For example, if we know that a certain buyer accepts orders in the morning, that's information that we have that can be passed on to the carrier to say, look, try and attempt this in the morning. There's a higher chance that it'll convert, right? And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I think there's a lot that can be done in terms of data science to improve e-commerce overall. When it comes to the D2C or SMB segment, none of this stuff is available, right? So we're trying to make that available, big data as a service, if you will, to all of the merchant base that's out there in India, so they can enjoy the benefits of using technology and data at scale. The other big trend, obviously, I think is AI, and AI has implementations all the way from building intelligent workflows, reducing overheads in terms of decision making, so merchants don't have to think about taking actions. It's taken for them. It also plays a role directly into very well-known areas such as customer service, where bots are taking over. We're also building a lot of stuff in that direction.
Saahil, I wish you all the very best for all your projects. Thank you for giving us time. Well, time now for a very short break. You're watching our special 100 Most Admired Brands and Inspirational Leaders.
White Page International and CNN-News18 present 100 Most Admired Brands and Inspirational Leaders.